Hello guys and welcome to this video. So today I want to talk to you about the importance of having good boundaries. So in this video I'm going to be talking about boundaries, what they are and why they're important in business and in life in general, and how you can work on building up your boundaries so that you can have more success and feel more secure within yourself. So it's a really common problem that people don't have good boundaries, or people, they might, if they have very rigid, very strict boundaries, maybe they don't let anyone in. So boundaries, first of all, boundaries are important. Like it's important in relationships, it's important in sexuality, it's important with your time and your energy, with your emotional life. Also ethically, these boundaries are important, and this is good boundaries means that you know and understand the limits of yourself, and also you respect other people's boundaries. So some people, I've seen them, when you don't have good boundaries, this is how it shows up. Maybe you have problems in you can't talk about your limits. You might feel very disconnected from your emotions, and you might have difficulty saying no. So when you can't say no to people or to things, it can be really difficult. Your yes is not going to be very authentic, because you have to be able to say no in order for your yes to mean anything. So if you're just saying yes all the time, and you might feel overwhelmed, you might feel a bit run down, have no energy. Maybe if you're in business, your clients are like calling you all the time and you're like just running around trying to meet their needs. You're not thinking about your needs. Maybe you can also have this kind of resentment building up because you're not able to assert your boundaries. This is a sign that maybe your boundaries need to work on. And the reason why boundaries, we learn them as children. So it depends on a lot of different factors, like what your family was like, because basically when you're a child, you learn about boundaries, or some people don't learn about them at all. So it's quite difficult when you get into adulthood. Also, it varies depending on your culture, your religion, whether you're introverted or extroverted. You have different boundaries there. Also, your family, what your family were like with regards to boundaries, that's going to shape what your boundaries are like and what's going to be acceptable for you. So when you're able to say no, you can be much more powerful within yourself. And you can also say no to people treating you badly. So when you have good boundaries, it's like building your self-esteem, because you're showing yourself, no, I'm important, my feelings are important. So it's like this really important for, if you, often people have poor boundaries when it connects with having low self-esteem, feeling like they're not worthy of boundaries. They just take any kind of treatment from everyone, and they probably mistreat themselves, so they take that treatment from other people. So if somebody hits them or does something badly, they just think, oh my god, I must deserve this. These are all signs that boundaries haven't really been learned, but there are things that you can do to change it, and to work on your boundaries. Also, it starts with really recognizing that this is a worthiness issue. So going deep there are obviously practical things that you can do within your business to build boundaries, so you can make your limits, set your limits for yourself, set client agreements. You can communicate your needs clearly and get your clients to communicate your needs as well. You can have clear and open communication. These are all things that you can do, but really important, you need to connect with your own feelings. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, so where is the point where you go into that overwhelm and you need to start saying no instead of yes? So recognizing that is always the first step, and then listening to your needs and then acting on that. So these are all steps that you can take. Another thing that you can do, and I think it's quite important if you have issues with boundaries, is to find someone who can support you in building those boundaries. This is all part of your self-care. So if you recognize that you've got poor boundaries, that you're just like letting people walk all over you basically, or you're letting your clients, maybe you're feeling resentful, this is a sign that you have something to work on. Or maybe you're very, very rigid. You're not letting people in. This is another way. If your boundaries are very strict, very firm, maybe you're not even letting anyone in to see who you are in there. This when you need to kind of be flexible with your boundaries. So it's not like something that should be totally rigid and always the same. They can be flexible depending on how you're feeling, because this is what it all connects to, your feelings. And it's just when you have firm boundaries, it means that you're confident in yourself. You can say no and you can say yes, and you can be sure that that's connected with your own feelings, and that's not going to negatively affect your self-esteem. So the other thing that you can do to build up to make sure you have clear boundaries, apart from those steps that I've talked about before, is working on your self-esteem. So this means working on your belief systems. So where does this boundaries issue come from? What is the worthiness issue under that? Where does that come from? There's probably some trauma from childhood, from your family, something that you've taken on that means that that it's difficult for you to assert boundaries, that you feel more often than not, it's like, oh my God, if I say no to this person, they won't like me. This is often what it boils down to. So if you've got this going on, I suggest you kind of look into where those belief systems, those trauma patterns are, so you can clear them, and then you can start saying yes to people and be authentically true with that. Because I learned this in Tantra. If you can't say no to people, and really be from the heart there, then your yes really means nothing. So because a yes should be a really solid, true, wholehearted yes. And if you can't say no, that yes isn't going to be there. You're just going to be saying yes to everything that comes your way, rather than being selective. No, this one works for me, this doesn't, and weighing it up depending on your needs. So good boundaries. If you have good boundaries, it means you're connected with your needs, you know what they are, and you're respectful of your own needs, and other people respect your needs in the same way. If you have poor boundaries, other people probably aren't respecting your boundaries, but you probably aren't respecting your boundaries too. It's often a reflection. Other people reflect back to you the way that you're treating yourself. So rather than trying to change the mirror, the outside world, a better way to do it is to deal with the inner issue, and then the outer problem will change and transform as a result of that. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you're interested in learning more, and if any of this resonated for you, you want some support building firm boundaries and building up your self-esteem so that you can say a clear yes and a clear no to people, and enforce those boundaries so that you can really thrive in your business and thrive in your life, because it's connected to everything in your life: relationships, sexuality, business, everything. Boundaries are key to everything. So important. So if any of this resonates with you, I'm offering free 15-minute calls at the moment, so feel free to message me, or and we can arrange to have a quick chat. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.